Troy, thanks for joining us today. It is great to have you here.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
Doing well. Troy Jacobson, Steve Weaver. We're here on a Three Pillars podcast. Troy, we're going to talk about LinkedIn today, and how somebody might use it. Let's say B2B business. We can also highlight B2C. Use it as a business development tool. I mean, what good is LinkedIn really?
Yeah, it's a great topic. I know we've talked about this. A lot of our members, a lot of our clients are using LinkedIn very effectively to help build their business, to build their visibility online. It's just a really powerful tool. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about it, because I have a lot of members and clients that want to know more. And there's obviously subject matter experts that they can hire out there, but let's give them a little bit of information that they could probably use even today.
And I know you do some business coaching on how to use this. And the people I've referred to you say it's been incredibly beneficial. They get a great ROI. So it's something that Three Pillars can help with if you're interested. So let's take a look at your LinkedIn page. And I'm driving, but if you kind of be the navigator, tell me which way to go here.
Yeah. And yeah, so let's look at this really quick. So LinkedIn, pretty easy to set up a page, but I think it's important to do it in a way that's strategic so you get your message across. Obviously, there's the visual component of it. You want it to look nice, and you can see where we have our logo there at the top, Three Pillars Performance Group, which kind of says what we do. And then the profile picture, you want it to be friendly. So I have a little bit of a smile there, which is important because you want to be approachable and friendly. And you see some LinkedIn profiles where people look really gruff or they look like they're not in a good mood, and you might shy away from those. So that's actually an important part of this whole thing, because people make first impressions. And if you're trying to reach out and make contacts and network, obviously you want to be approachable. So that's one key point. I mean, Steve, do you have anything you're an expert in marketing in general. So what are some of your thoughts, leveraging LinkedIn and, even this very first part, the banner, the picture, how you describe what you do?
There's very little I could add. I think approachability is the key, and also really showing, I know you do Ironman and other types of athletic coaching, and so I can see your qualifications here, so it's important.
Yeah. And even just to kind of let people have a snapshot of who you are, and because you're more than just what you do for business, what you do to make a living. And that's my hobby. So I actually might put dad, because that's a big part of who I am. I'm a dad. So underneath that, of course, things that I hashtag. So all those different things you want to talk about a lot. And obviously what we do at the Three Pillars is leadership, culture, and strategy. And you can see everything relative to that. And we're also both Vistage chairs. So that's there as well. Location, I'm based here in Tucson, Arizona, where our office is. And then below that, you have your followers and your connections. And that's a really important part of the LinkedIn journey, is trying to connect with the right people so that you can have conversations with them and they can see your content and you can see their content. So what are some of your experiences around that piece, growing your followership and your connections?
Well, I think there are a lot of ways to grow followers, but the primary is publish content that matters. And you've been doing this for a long time, and you publish various types of content, which I don't. You've got content on how to be a better coach, how to be a better CEO, how to be a better business owner, but you also have how to train, how to eat, how to triathletize yourself. I've made it a verb. It is interesting that we have almost 1,000 mutual connections, but as you move up, I think you've done a really good job of pushing out content, and we both do a lot of that, and that grows followers because you got to give me a reason to care, right?
Yeah. Well, and you can make a connection with your audience as well. It's about being authentic. It's about putting information out there that's authentic. It speaks to who you are and what you're interested in. And, for me, one of my core values is helping others. So whenever I think of, okay, what kind of content do I want to create today? I want it to have value. So it changes somebody's life, optimizes their performance, helps them grow their business. So I just love doing that. It's kind of fun, actually. And obviously it's a social media vehicle. So you can put it out there, and it's not like TikTok, or some of those other ones, but it's, for business people or people that are thinking about ways to improve themselves. That's how I look at LinkedIn. So yeah, to your point, I like putting out different types of content, but I always try to tie it back to how it will help you develop as a person, as a business owner, as an executive.
I would say that's sort of the principle behind Three Pillars and you and I working together. I mean, if you want to get a coach or an advisory group in Tucson, we probably are the groups that will really care about you first. And, we provide multiple groups from Vistage all the way down to groups at chambers of commerce and even virtual. So not here to try to fit you into a system, but find the way to help you flourish. So,
Great point. Yeah. Great point.
And then your activity, which is obviously everything that you're doing. It's a great way to try to go deeper on a profile is to click on show all posts. So, which I do.
Yeah. And you can, and obviously you can see all the content people produce over time. And it's just interesting to see that. And, if you're trying to connect with somebody for business reasons, you get a chance to see who they are and what kind of posts they put out there and what's driving them, what their challenges are. So you can speak to those, which is pretty neat. There I am on my mountain bike, my single speed, by the way. Got a race coming up, so I'm trying to get. Yeah, it's hot here in Tucson right now for sure. But so LinkedIn is just a great tool for any business person to invest in more. I don't know how much people truly invest in it. Some people invest a lot, and I see them on there a lot. Others maybe not so much, and that's fine. But if you're looking to connect and leverage this tool as a networking tool, but also to learn, because there's so much great content that people are putting out there, you can spend a lot of time here and get kind of sucked in. But I love the conversations I end up having with different people that I connect with on LinkedIn, and I've built some really strong relationships, not only virtual but also in-person relationships as a result of LinkedIn.
Yeah. So I'm going to just touch on mine for a second. I'm not going to do the same. I have about half the followers Troy does, but a couple of things that I would mention is that sharing other organizations or leaders' content is a really good way to show them I'm associated with Heroic. I'm an ambassador. I'm a Heroic coach. And so sharing that is a great way to sort of get that information out there. And, you could always click here and get the top 5 reasons you should join a mastermind group. But having just turned 67, being the senior member of the team, here's 67 lessons from the journey, picture from Norway from last year. But then I want to share one other thing. I strongly recommend Sales Navigator. And if you're selling something that your return on a sale makes sense for it, and if you want, I can help you figure this out. Sales Navigator, which is a per month reasonable expense. It's not small, but it's not huge. You can use this to build lead lists, to follow specific accounts, look at people who have viewed your profile. Here's somebody from a prospecting company looking at me because they will think that I might be a customer. This is a cool thing. See any of the folks you're following are sharing posts. So this is kind of a smarter way to go deeper. It costs money, but it could have a good return for you. So without going deep into it, it is a way to parse LinkedIn more effectively, follow certain individuals, and follow is not creepy, right? This is essentially, Patricia's really active. She's someone that I follow, so I get to see when her posts show up. This is a lot like the wall you have on your page. So where you see, what others are doing. You go to the profile here and you can see it. So you can kind of go to your wall. This is another slightly more sophisticated wall. So that's what that is. So Sales Navigator, Google it, read about it, figure out what you want. There's some different levels of LinkedIn. You don't need the most advanced LinkedIn and Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator really is sort of the best of the best. So you can then go and do just basic LinkedIn, but plenty here, lots to learn from. And there's Jose, who runs a company here, and is in our pipeline considering becoming a member. So talking about his business. So a lot of ways to use it. So final words, Troy, is this something that you recommend?
I do, absolutely. I think like we just talked about, it's a great way to get your brand out there, to connect with people that you want to have conversations with, to show who you are, to be authentic. I mean, all those different things are important, and it's just a great tool for that. And if anybody's interested in learning how to do it, we can definitely help. I mean, both of us, Steve, you, and myself, I think we've done a lot to really optimize the platform, and we've both benefited from it from a business perspective. And like I said, I have some awesome relationships now that are a result of connecting over LinkedIn. So yeah, highly recommended. Absolutely.
It's a great way to find like-minded, like-hearted people that you may want to have a relationship with. So whatever that relationship is, it's not a dating app. So
No, not at all.
All right. Well, Troy, thanks for the time today. Nice new office, new plant. Things are looking good. Here, just in the same old spot I always am. So
Okay, it's looking good there. I want to see you play one of those guitars one day soon.
I'll sell you a ticket.
All right, I'm buying. All right, Steve. Have a good one. See ya.
Okay.